Hey, everyone out there in Facebook land. Ryan Lelth, Wisdom from the Recliner, Volume 38. I got a really special treat for everyone tonight. Special edition coming to you from Park City, Utah. Let me take my hat off there. And I've got my buddy right there. How do you say your last name?
Sternagel.
Ryan Sternagel. So this is, you know what? Tonight's come get some R&R. Yeah, rest and restoration or whatever, relaxation. I don't know, but anyway, you know the guy's a double stud because he's got the name Ryan. He has to be. But anyway, I want to have Ryan share quickly. I've been here at their home for the last hour or two, and they invited me over. I'm out here hanging out with another friend, and I just realized we literally just met each other online in like the last 2 weeks, and they have an amazing story of their son Ryder got diagnosed a little over 2 years ago around the age of 1. I'll let Ryan bring you up to date on all that, with cancer. And they have taken an entire incredible alternative natural path and still are, and have changed their whole lifestyle and moved to another city. And I tell you what, guys, I feel like tonight, like I haven't even been through anything when I listen to their story yet. They're just vibrant, positive, energetic, loving, amazing people. That's his wife, Teddy, over there, right there with their little girl, Channing. And you know, I told him, I said, we need to like vacation together for like 2 weeks just to compare notes and get to know each other and understand, you know, our journey and their journey and the impact we can make in the world and what it means to be public. So this is Ryan. Ryan, would you just maybe, you know, super Cliff Notes version if you can, but just bring everyone up to speed real quick, like your story, kind of any little details you can give them that kind of, hey, this is what we faced, this is what we went through having a young child with cancer, and then what you've done, and then how you got turned on to the alternative world, and kind of some of the things you're doing now. And then, guys, I want to make sure everyone goes and likes their Facebook page tonight. It's called My Kid Cures Cancer. So make sure you like their page. I'll put a link on here later so it's easy for everyone to like their page. They've got a vlog now. In fact, he's been video cameraing some tonight, and you're gonna want to follow these people. They're amazing. It's incredible. And then I'm gonna have a special ask later where we can all get involved to make a real difference in their life. So anyway, Ryan, you can even hold the phone if you'd like. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about kind of what's been going on in your journey in your world and how we met and all that cool stuff, and Ryder and your story.
Where to begin?
Just go for it, man.
Oh yeah, it's like I was telling you a couple of years back, or about 2.5 years ago now. Our son Ryder was just about to turn 1. Normal life, happy, all that good stuff. We were just starting to get interested in the natural health world, I guess you could say, listening to different natural health podcasts and visiting more websites and so on and so forth, watching all the documentaries, Brzezinski, Gerson, just getting interested in natural health. And found a lump in our son's back. Wasn't sure what to think about it. Kept bugging us. Took him to different doctors. It's nothing. Come back in 6 weeks. That sort of thing. And it just felt like something was definitely wrong there. So we kept pushing. Long story short, turns out he had stage 4 neuroblastoma. It's a childhood cancer of the nervous system. So he had a tumor in his spine that was bigger than his kidney. Had a couple secondary tumors. They had all metastasized into his bones. And yeah, it wasn't looking good there for a while. Like I said, we were already pretty naturally inclined and knew that there was other stuff out there besides chemo. Long story short, just due to legalities and such, he did have to get a bit of chemo to start while we were doing all of the natural stuff, and his progression back the other way, the good way, was much faster than anyone could have imagined. We ended up moving here to Utah a few months into the journey, and at that point went all natural. He hasn't had any conventional treatments since. yeah, we've just been doing everything, the standard whole closet full of supplements, Rife machine, infrared sauna, juicing, essential oils. When he did have a port in, we were doing IV vitamin C and DMSO, and yeah, just doing all the good stuff. For a year of it, we had him on a feeding tube, which if anyone happens to be watching that's going through childhood cancer with a kid, 0 to 2 or 3 or so, I would highly, highly, highly recommend just an NG feeding tube, because that's how we're able to just pump everything into him without ever having to have him taste any of the supplements, which some of them can taste good, some of them can't. Yeah, you know how it goes. I should back up. Right at the diagnosis, when we were first getting all of his scans and whatnot, I don't even think we told you this yet, Ryan. But
Oh, it's okay. I mean, I'm listening as they are, man.
so somebody from cardiology came in and said, by the way, we were looking at your son's scans, and he has a double aorta in his heart. So, we all have the one aorta coming off of our hearts. Fun fact of the day for you: when you're in the womb, you have 2 aortas, but then for whatever reason, one fades off and you're left with the one. His never faded off. It's a much more rare condition than his neuroblastoma.
Wow.
So
Wow.
So after we got the cancer under control, we flew to Philadelphia, the CHOP, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia out there. It's the top hospital in the country, if not the world, for this sort of thing. Got that taken care of. And at that point, we took him off the feeding tube, and have since just been, since this is all he's known his whole life, Ryan has seen that he's pretty darn good about, sucking down the...
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, I've been here now for a couple hours. He just went to bed. I mean, this kid, he blows your mind, okay? I mean, he's eating vegan chili. He's drinking carrot juice. He's taking his supplements through the, was that like a syringe kind of, I guess? Yeah, I mean, like a champ, like better than I was even doing it. Like, I remember the days that I threw some of the supplements in the toilet because I was tired of taking them, okay? Like, it's just so amazing, and to just witness their family and their attitude and just knowing all the living planet Earth hell they've been through, and just always finding a way and always figuring out how they're gonna go to figure out the next thing or get the next supplement, or how are we gonna pay for this, or what are we gonna do here. And it just reminded me so much of my own journey, and I just feel like I'm like at home. Like, these are like, it's like my brother from another mother, And anyway, it's just, I'm seeing it, and it's inspiring to me. And I told him, I said, I literally, I can't imagine one of my kids, going through it. I mean, it's one thing, I can't even imagine my own wife going through it. I tell you all the time, it was almost easier being the patient. I almost feel like Caroline had a harder job because she couldn't control anything, and she had to trust that I had this internal motivation and this willingness to do what it takes. Imagine it being your kid, guys, Anyway, I've learned some stuff tonight. I'm going to need to talk to him even more. There's some things I didn't even know that we could be doing. It's just so cool to just, I'm really cherishing this time, and it's been really awesome. Is there anything else you want? Yeah, please.
Oh, no, I mean, I was just to chime in there. That's like we were just talking about. That's the neat part about being online and getting connected with people like us is there's not a whole lot of people into this type of information in any one given location.
Right.
But when we're able to connect worldwide like this, it's
so awesome.
when the information sharing happens, and when you start learning new stuff. So
it is cool. So we're going to post a link, guys, to their Facebook page. I want all of you to like it, start following their vlog, and I feel like what's so neat now is we're on the same path. We're following a lot of the same protocols. We're tapped into the same philosophy, which is healing is the cure. You don't get zapped with anything to get cancer, and you don't get zapped for it to go. Hey, someone's asking, how's he doing now? Can you kind of just update them? They'd love to hear that, Ryan.
So I'm not sure if I said exactly how he started, but again, there was big tumor in his spine that was bigger than his kidney, a couple secondary tumors. They all metastasized into his bones. Now the metastasis is gone. There's no more secondary tumors. The big one is somewhere around 10% of where it was to start, and it's basically been hanging out like that for the past year. We're optimistic that it's mostly scar tissue at this point. There's not a lot of active cancer in there going on. We still get MRIs every. This one coming up at the end of November will be 6 months. That's the longest we've ever gone. We could do, maybe at some point we'll do another PET scan. It's for neuroblastoma, it's called an MIBG scan. It's a little different, but it's basically the same principle as a PET scan. But we haven't been too excited about injecting him with any radioactive elements any sooner than we need to be, and I don't think the results would change what we're doing either way. So for the time being, we're just happy monitoring that one tumor and starting to learn more about scar tissue, actually, just because, you know, if he does end up having that tumor there for the rest of his life, obviously that would be fine, and a lot of people go through the rest of their lives with you know, inactive tumors, and it's fine. But at the same time, I'd like to, you know, see what I can do about getting rid of the rest of that scar tissue. That's why we're getting more into DMSO and some more particular essential oils and deep tissue massage, whole bunch of good stuff.
Hey, Ty, I see your question on there. He says, any laws in Utah that demand he gets traditional treatment? They initially lived up in Washington, and so they were forced to do that traditional stuff. And then by the time they moved here, once they got through the 4 rounds, they were able to request that he not have any more. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
He was already far enough along, and I think it's less to do with, I mean, Utah is a very personal liberty-oriented state, yes, but it's nowhere is perfect. I think it's more just, you know, by the time we got here, we were already far enough along, like I told you, just from all the stuff we were doing, that the oncologist that we happened to land on was okay with a wait and see approach, I guess. And you know, I don't think it. What's that?
And he's intermediate risk too, which makes a difference.
Yeah, that makes a difference too. So you're stage 4, but within neuroblastoma, there's low risk, intermediate risk, and high risk. And Ryder's diagnosis was intermediate risk, whereas the high risk, then all the oncologists, they won't be happy until they've blasted away every last cell. And that might have been this, you know, if we had moved here with high risk neuroblastoma, it might have been the same thing. But since you know, in our oncologist's mind, there was a little more leeway for letting us see if we could get away with less. He was happy to do that, and it's worked out.
Yes, yeah. Praise God.
Yeah,
so good, guys. Just so you know, I mean, I don't think an average person, if they were around Ryder, would be able to even have any idea that he's been through what he's been through, or that he would have even cancer. I mean, he is a active, thriving 3-year-old kid. Is that? I mean, that's from my observation. I mean,
fair assessment.
Yeah, we're not here to exaggerate or say something that's not accurate. You know, someone asked, did you use cannabis at any time along the way, Ryan?
A little bit in Washington because it was legal there.
Okay.
That was one of the trade-offs
we
made when we came here. To be honest, I wish we had some more guidance in that department right from the start.
Okay.
Ryder didn't like getting high.
Yeah, I tried it one time. I didn't like it either, and I felt like I had so many other options of getting better that it ranked pretty high on my grease blood test.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be sleepy. I don't want to be high at all. And people always tell me, and I'm like, no. Right. It's still out there. Like if I ever really think I need to go to something else.
That's how we consider it. It's in our back pocket. And,
right.
You know, I'm part of a lot of different childhood cancer groups on Facebook and such, and there's a few that are dedicated to just childhood cancer and cannabis oil.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of them have been able to make it to where they were able to build their kid up gradually.
Right.
And you know, so they didn't really fully feel the effects ever, and built a tolerance in the right way and all that sort of thing. So I mean, there is a way to do it. We just that wasn't something that. Yeah, it's not something we've needed so far. I guess we'll put it
Yeah.
that way.
You know, one of the things I've gotten away, guys, or I've taken away from tonight, being with Ryan and Teddy and their family, is our situations were similar, but they were different. In our case, it was me as an adult with this kind of death sentence diagnosis, and in their case, it was their 1-year-old son. In both cases, there was a belief in us as families that the body could heal, that it wanted to heal, and that if we could just help it out, and if we could detox the bodies, and if we could give it the right stuff, that over time, if we were willing to stay on a path and buy into a lifestyle change, that we believed in our hearts that I could live a life of optimal health and Ryder could. And it is so surreal, I think, for both of us to actually be witnessing what we believed could happen, and it's actually really happening. And that's really what their family's about. That's what our family's about. We don't have all the answers. We're not telling you that. All we're saying is that we want to offer people hope that sometimes you have to decide that there is a chance, even when certain human beings are giving you no chance. You
Yeah,
want to say
and I
anything
mean,
to that?
if you take a look at most of our Facebook posts and what's the articles I write and that sort of thing, yes, you have to have hope, but you also realize there's a lot of information on this stuff out here.
Yes.
And not just theory and explanation, but actual. There's a lot of, you can go on PubMed and search something like sulforaphane or curcumin or some of these well-known compounds for cancer, and you get hundreds or if not thousands of studies showing
Right.
that
It's not just some out-of-the-world quackery, nobody's ever heard of it or tried it type stuff. It gets suppressed in mainstream media and information in America and even around the world, to where if you don't know how to kind of search for it or dig deep, then you could feel that way. Would that be kind of what you're saying, Ryan?
Yeah, exactly. But that's why we've
Yeah.
gotten, we're into the spiritual side of it and the
Yes.
belief side of it, and just
Yes.
the overall building the body up and making it healthy.
The holistic approach,
and all of
it.
But it sure is nice to have that hard scientific data to back it up. Where, like I said, I mean, you can jump on some of these medical journal databases and just spend all day hearing about how this compound brought this type of cancer cell into apoptosis or differentiation and blah blah blah. And it's there's a few ways to skin a cat out there.
So cool. Guys, we want to keep it kind of short. They kind of go to bed early, and I got to drive back to my friend's house. But I just wanted to take a chance on the series here, Wisdom from the Recliner. I know I'll get a chance to have Ryan and his family on again when we have more time. He has a lot of wisdom. They have some very practical tips. Maybe I can just ask him to write something specific from some thoughts that came out of our evening together tonight, and it can be a part of his next vlog or whatever he puts out next, and it can reference some of our conversation, because at the end of the day, we just want to lead people to some places that if you're dealing with cancer, if your child's dealing with cancer, if someone that's dealing with cancer, or anything for that matter, that they might be able to start down a path and take step one slowly, baby steps, and ultimately get some similar results. So listen, I've never done this before, but all of you know I live led. I feel like wisdom is in me 24/7, and I just know this is what I want to do, and it's on my heart. But as you guys all know, fundraising has been a huge part of my journey. It's been a part of their journey, and it continues to be for both of us. And a lot of you have read Caroline's blogs that we write. A lot of you have heard me do videos on how important the Grease blood test has been for me. And in discussion tonight, I just really believe that could be a huge thing for Ryder, so that they're efficient going forward with a protocol that they know and have confidence is probably going to really work and be perfect for them. And that they can also, in a way, save money, and that they don't have to keep trying all these things that might be unnecessary, because you can't do it all, nor do you need to do it all, okay? This grease blood test is roughly around $3,000, all right? And I need your help. There's like over 500 people watching this already live. There will be well over 1,000 people who will see this by tomorrow. And here's what I'm asking. I need 30 people to give $100. 30 people, $100. You can send it to my church as a full tax deduction, or you can use PayPal, just however you want to do it. I will put in the comments multiple ways for you to get the money, either to me, for me to get to them, or before I leave, I'll ask them if they have some direct places where you could mail a check or give online, or if anybody wants a tax deduction. But I want all of the people who have any respect for me, have been following my journey. If you can't give, please don't. If you can give $10, then hey, 300 people giving $10, we still get to our goal. But I believe there's 30 people on here, or 30 people that are going to see this video, that $100 can make a huge difference in this family's life tonight, tomorrow. And I want to see Ryder get this grease blood test. I'm going to ask them if it's okay if once they get it, that Caroline can review it, because she loves to do that, so she can learn. She's never been able to review a grease blood test on a kid. We will do blogs, we will do videos, we will share what we learn, we will pass along all the information to the whole world. And it can not only just benefit their family and Ryder, but it could benefit so many people. So I'm asking you, please, $3,000. If there's 30 of you, that $100, you're not going to miss it. It won't change your life. It's not going to put you in a hole, and you can give, or you can give 5 or 10 or 20 or 50, or if someone just wants to write a check for $3,000, we'll accept that too. But I really want to see this happen, and I want it to be a part of my journey going forward as I move away from needing to fundraise. And I want to not only do things like this for special people like them, but as God opens doors for me, for business, for earning an income, and for sharing information that can not only change lives, I want to always have more than enough. I always want to have financial margin, because for the rest of my life, I'm going to come in contact with people in need, and I think it would be huge. So I want to just check these comments here real quick. Awesome. So cool. Hey guys, listen, so I will post the link to his page. Make sure you like his page, and then you can follow his vlog. And I will post where you can mail the check if you want a tax deduction. We'll post multiple places you can give online. You can always private message me. I can connect you to Ryan. He's on Facebook. How do you spell your last name?
Sternagel.
There you go.
Sternagel.
Sternagel. Ryan Lelf and Ryan Sternagel. Wisdom from the Recliner, Volume 38, Park City, Utah. It's been a special night for me. I hope it was a special night for you. I look forward to us being able to share more tips when we have more time and get into some very specific things that could be very applicable and beneficial to so many people out there. We love y'all. Have a great night, Facebook world. See you later.
Nice to meet you, everybody.